What is up, everyone? I don't even know where to begin, dude. It's been a long gap since my last video, and things have obviously changed a lot. And I don't know if I wanna talk about the changes or if I wanna talk about what I had in my mind for this video. I've been thinking a lot about restarting making those raw, longer format videos, and you know, conversations with some close people and some people from my Instagram community actually really made me reflect deeply. And I was like, fuck it, dude, we're back in it. So let's see if I can commit to sticking to a couple of videos here and there and just speak my mind. Yeah, usual. Let this shit play in the background. We're about to. I just got back from the gym. It was an arm session, amazing by the way, and I'm about to heat up some leftovers from yesterday, some pizza, so I can get some food in. But today, what I wanted to talk about was the concept of divine timing. You know, when I was younger, I was always in such a rush to get things done or just get to the next phase or to get to that next thing. And I needed that kind of drive being an immigrant at the time. Like, I needed that kind of push to keep myself going and keep striving for better things, to keep leveling up. And when you're in survival mode, that kind of how that's kind of how you live life. Setting up this pizza. But over the past couple of years specifically, I have been very mindful about how I want to live my life in the future, because I am at a stable position now where I'm privileged that I have the capacity to reflect, think, and strategize what my next decision is going to be, and what next things are going to be. Last time I spoke on camera in a video, I was working a job in Madison, Wisconsin. Now I'm in grad school in Lafayette, Indiana, bumfuck nowhere. Anyways, small update. And divine timing, dude, it's such an interesting concept for me, because like I said, I was always in a rush, and now I'm coming to realize that there's actually zero rush at all, because no matter what I do, no matter what we do, things are gonna happen in their own timing, on their own accord. When I graduated in 2022 from undergrad, I had thought that I didn't want to work. I wanted to do social media full time. And there was actually, on my birthday in June, I told my parents and my sister, like, yo, I'm thinking of not taking the job and just gonna stick to social media shit. But they were kind of like, you can still do social media on the side. Like, you don't have to not take the job. And I was like, nah, like, I don't want to take the job. I don't really want to work. I know for a fact if I do social media full time, like, I'm gonna make it, blah, blah, blah. And somehow I was reflection, talking to them more, I was like, it does make sense that I take the job, because it's going to teach me a lot of things. And in hindsight, that was probably one of the best decisions, because there's no way that I would have gotten to where I am if I did not work at Epic for like a year and a half and do all the crazy shit that I did. And just life experience, making new friends, living on my own, being an adult, like, it prepared me so well for grad school, dude, and life in general. And I'm still so young. That's the craziest part. Like, I worked for a couple years, but I'm still young, and I have more energy than ever before. I can still do all the things that I would want to. So, if you're someone who feels like you're in a rush to get somewhere, bro, take a breath, Remind yourself that things are happening on their own time, and they'll continue to work out in the best way possible. Even if it doesn't seem like that in the moment. Most of the times it's not gonna seem like that. Which is exactly why your belief, your faith, your faith faith is religious. Let me not say that particularly. But I do I it doesn't have to be religious, it's just contextually that word is more uh, the connotation in today's society is more religious stuff, but you gotta have faith and belief that things really are working out in your favor. Now, whether you do it through the medium of believing in a higher power, believing in God, or believing in the universe, anything at all, it or like any religion you follow, it really doesn't matter how you approach in believing in that thing and believing in that idea that everything's working out for you, as long as you do it. That's like the main premise I would hit on. Well, let me turn on this thing and then we have more. And timing, dude, everything. I'm always, I used to be in such a rush, and I feel so grateful that I'm finally at a point in my life where I don't feel that way, where I don't feel like I have to rush and I don't have to like get to that next thing, or I need to do this, that, and just get it done. No, like the process, man, that's what you gotta fall in love with. And it takes time. It took me years to start thinking about these things, and finally it took me years to think about those things. It took me time to implement them, and it took me a while to finally wholeheartedly, like genuinely believe it. And at first, when I used to say things like that out loud, I wasn't convinced, bro. I wasn't convinced myself. But it's that repetition, If you want your subconscious mind to catch on to things, you got to do it consciously first. And then with time, it becomes a subconscious practice, because that's what your habit is. And as humans, we are creatures of habits. Our neurons are wired in a way where familiar things are easier to flow into, and familiar things are more comfortable for us. And when you're trying to change yourself, you're venturing into the unknown, which is going to be very difficult and uncomfortable at first. And that's when you gotta trust divine timing, that even if it looks like it's not working out, it is, and it will. 8 minutes into the video already. Oh my god, yo, this is gonna take a shit ton of time to upload on YouTube. If I can leave you with one thing from this one. Wait. Can I yap one more thing? I wanna take you back to my after graduation. So that deciding to take the job. At that time, I was so convinced that I need to do social media, and I did do that on the side. But with time, I actually realized that I don't want to do social media full time. I find it to be very boring, because I love recording, don't get me wrong. Like, I love recording, I love talking, I love explaining things, I like talking about my experiences and such. But I can't do it full time, dude. Like, I try to stay away from social media, and I can't make that. It's just not in me to spend all my energy on just that. I love science. Like, that's where I want my energy towards, and that's not something that I've fully embraced at the time, which is exactly what life wanted for me. It guided me towards that job. I took it, got the learnings, got the lessons, figured out through self-reflection and different activities what it is that I would want to do next. And then I started applying to graduate schools after a year into the job. And then after I got into grad school, I was like, I'm out, bitches. Haha. And during that, and there was a short transitional period between my job and my grad school, which was like pretty much just the summer part, which was also interesting. But I'll save that part for another video because I lived in Sweden for that time being, working on a research project. Divine timing for that one too, actually. So if I can leave you with one thing from this video, and if you've already made it this far, bro, I appreciate you so much, and thank you for tuning in. If I can leave you with one thing, it will be that you have to start believing in yourself and that things are always working out for you. This has to be complemented with your actions and how you do things in your daily life, of course, because without action, reflection is just more weight that you have to carry internally. When action aligns with your reflections and you just trust that it's gonna work out, it's magical, and it's very hard to explain it because it's something you feel, and it's very intense internally. And I can tell you like how it turned out for my life, you know, like I can give you the experience and stuff like I did, but unless you start wholeheartedly, genuinely trusting it, the magic doesn't start happening. And then the other part is that you also have to trust that it will happen in its own time. Like even if currently you feel like you're not there yet and fully believing that things are working out for you because things are just shit, which, you know, part of life, it happens. And it'll always be like that, like, you know, the shit that goes down. But as long as you keep redirecting your energy and focus towards gratitude, love, abundance, the elevated emotions, life can get pretty magical. And yeah, if there's one action step that I would retake, would be to start journaling, write down affirmations and such, and say that shit out loud. And then go and do the stuff that you plan to do for the day, that it's actually going to help you get better at whatever it is that you want to do. And with time, it'll flow, promise. Anyways, we're 13 minutes in, so I'm gonna wrap this one up, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.